And we're back. Hello everybody, DarkPhoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to Vampyr. Last time we left off, we had just managed to retrieve the insulin, blood of William Marshall, and blood of King Arthur that we will need for our antidote. And are now heading off to confront the disaster. I decided to skip the actual trip to our destination, as well as me going off and curing everyone who had even the slightest disease on the docks, so the place, we don't lose it to going hostile or anything. But I've got us pretty close to where we want to be. We are down in the sewers. It's about 50 meters away, or thereabouts, so I figured this was a good place to get us in, just in case something happened in between now and the actual destination. But I figured we'd better get going. Oh, that's an interesting lighting choice. Locate Harriet
This place has been
Jones.
ransacked.
Yes, the Skull's hideout is not looking so great.
They've all been
Is it?
slaughtered. Pre-one. No, not their style.
Yes, that's a lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Indeed. Harriet Jones is MIA, and we have to find and kill her to prevent this disaster. Follow the blood trail, you say? Follow the blood trail. Well, it's probably over on that side, since that's where all the blood seems to be, so we'll head back over. No one down there. Anything in here? No, nothing in this room, indicating where Harriet has buggered off to. Nothing whatsoever. Where? We've got that bit of blood. Where does the trail lead next? I don't know. But there's an unknown person over here, who is no doubt the only person we have yet to discover in this region. So let's go say hi.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
Sorry, I can't do that, but I will take your stuff.
Sir, you have no idea what could happen to you if you stay here. Why don't you go home?
For fuck's sake. Do I have to punch you in the face to make you disappear? Leave me be.
It's my duty to insist. Death lurks everywhere. I must ask you to go back home.
I'm safe here. Don't you get it? I'm better off risking the flu than catching a bullet. Am I clear enough?
I see. Well, since you are obviously hiding from a threat, don't you have a safer place to go?
Do you think I'm stupid? The Night Asylum, the Turquoise Turtle, even Miss Gillingham's attic. I tried them all. No, this is my only chance.
We could always mesmerize him, but that would involve numbing on him. Yeah, this guy is not interested in talking any further. That much is clear right now, I think. Over to here. And seeing as that guy doesn't seem to want to get out of the sewers, we're going to turn that quest off for the time being, just because having it on is a bit of a waste.
Where is old Bridget? Damn. If I'd come earlier, they would still be alive.
Alright. Where to now? More little blood trails. Finsbury Park Reservoir. And hello, Vampire Dad. Apparently, you needed to chat with us some more. Our sire wants a word, so let's humor him and hope he has actual answers, rather than just non-answer riddles for us this time.
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared.
Well, maybe I wouldn't be unprepared if you'd actually explained a goddamn
you would show
thing.
your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it.
All right. But no more riddles.
Yeah, if you're
Enough
gonna
of the
say,
obscure
if you're gonna
songs
give me
and
advice,
prophecies.
then do it straight. Stop dancing
I ask
around
questions,
me.
And you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
Or maybe you are just spewing cryptic bullshit, and it's not understandable by anyone who doesn't themselves spew cryptic bullshit. But I want to know your true appearance. Somehow I get the feeling you're not just some shadow entity.
What is your true appearance?
I do not understand. This is who I am.
You're made of blood.
Blood. You are made of blood. Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
Okay, obviously you don't understand. I'm asking who you are and what you look like when you're not doing this whole astral projection business.
But who are you really? Tell me your name.
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Merdin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood.
Well, we have a name. That's somewhat more tolerable now. But why did you choose me? You could have picked any one of millions, not billions of people probably. Why'd you pick me to be your next vampire kid?
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
Ancient threat. From what I understand, the last time a disaster was killed was in 1666, I think? That's not exactly ancient. That's less than 300 years ago from the perspective of the time this is taking place. So, not overly ancient, really.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate, vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and and anger.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
Well, only one thing left to say. We've exhausted all dialogue options. I am here to stop Harriet Jones.
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
God damn it, Swansea. Why did you have to go and experiment with vampire blood on Harriet Jones? Could have prevented all this if you hadn't done that stupid shit. But what is the blood of hate? This is the first I've heard that term.
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
So what? It's like the need for... It's like the thing that makes vampires need blood or something? Is what I'm getting out of that? Not totally sure I'm understanding this correctly, but as describing it, this blood of hate almost seems like some kind of phenomena that's the thing that causes vampires to have to drink blood, even though they don't need it for sustenance. As was expressed at the beginning of the game, it's kind of like a drug to them. Is it the thing that causes that, then? Anyways, we'll drop that for now. What exactly is a disaster? I've read William Marshall's memoirs on it, but I'm still not too clear on exactly what it is. So I'd appreciate you clearing that up for me.
Tell me about this disaster, creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666.
A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star, for they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world.
And who is this queen?
She is the Red Goddess, the Queen of Blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan. She is my mother. She is yours, too.
The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war?
Oh, so that's where that name's from. It sounded vaguely familiar for a second, but I couldn't remember.
The Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this, she is a vengeful mother.
So, from what you're saying, a disaster's just, what, a complete accident?
So the disaster is some sort of accident. A disease vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
So, this queen's somehow able to, I don't know, transfer a piece of her mind temporarily into a vessel, and that's the disaster. Just a vampire that's capable of handling it, and that becomes a disaster? I could be completely misinterpreting this, by the way, but that's what I'm getting out of that so far as to what a disaster is. Yes, I only want to stop this epidemic. That's why we're here.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke, for you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
Yeah, about that. I don't like the whole champion thing very much, so please stop that.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
Wow. I mean, I know we expressed this a few times in the past, but our maker is a bastard. He really
These
is.
poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
He is an absolute bastard.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
And even that's being rather generous to say
have
that he's
this
a bastard.
Thirst for blood.
But in we go to fight Miss Harriet.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
Well, I'm going to kill you.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars, all of you.
That was helping her. I was putting her out of her misery. And I'm afraid I'll have to do the same thing to
My
you.
poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature?
I have a fancy sword and an antidote. That's how.
I was
Okay. Why do I have that equipped? Okay, heal myself. Then I tried to ultimate her. She didn't like it. Deal with it, as far as I'm concerned. Heal yourself, at least. off, back off. Blood spear. Fortunately, we got our health down a good deal. Come on. Now you're dead. Good. Good. Heal up as much as I can. But she goes boom. Oh. Red Queen's avatar. I hate you. Already hate you. But I'm guessing using blood attacks against someone who does that sort of thing all the damn time is not gonna work out for him. Cut this out. Now, let's blood magic her. Heal, heal, heal. Oh, great. Get the fuck off me, please. I hate you already.
For this is my body.
Honestly, these things are so infuriating. But maybe if I play this smart, heal up a little more. Yeah, keep healing myself. Come on. They can keep at it. Heal.
Feed your mother, child.
Now, that could have gone better, but we did a bit of damage. Unfortunately, I'm still having to heal up basically every 3 seconds, so there goes a lot of my blood. As a result of that,
Such innocence, such guilt.
come on. Red Queen's avatar, you are not very nice, and I don't like you.
I will reclaim me more. They are under.
Okay then. This is not going well. At all. Come on. Just a little longer. No. Now I can do one of these. Yeah. Fortunately, we're getting her low on health. This is going to be an unfun battle, though. Heal myself up a little. I am going to need to do an ultimate again. As well as healing my ass, because I am an idiot. And got close. There goes the last of my thingamawhatsits. Also known thingamawhatsits. Also known as healing serums. We'll be able to do another ultimate again soon, just gotta hold out a little bit. Might be a little cheap just resorting to ultimates, but I prefer not taking too many chances when it comes to what I'm fairly certain is the literal final battle of this game. Now, ultimate of ultimatiness. Failed to do significant damage, because that seems to be how things go these days. You can die, so heal me. Do a bunch of damage, but take a tiny bit in return. Now, down she goes. Goodbye, Red Queen's avatar. Goodbye.
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
You're kidding me. So, this is all just kind of some giant fucking game between our maker and the god of vampires, or something.
So it's over then, young Ekon.
I cannot put into
You
words
have
how
put an end to
pissed
this
off
terrible menace.
we must
Old
be
Bridget.
at hearing this.
What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suaskal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suaskals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over now. London is no longer shrouded in the disaster's shadow. We're all safe.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented
Yeah,
yourself
as far
at
as
our
I'm
gate.
concerned,
No need to
there was
apologize.
nothing to forgive.
Perhaps
I
there
was a
will be no
stranger,
stories told or
and
songs sung of what happened here
you were
today.
probably not used to
But
friendly
I'll know the
guests.
truth.
It's understandable.
Jonathan Reid, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
So, off to find answers from Elizabeth now.
London has been cleansed. This
And
catastrophe
cutscene
came
time.
about when an ancient malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger. Red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another. From predator to victim. Patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long.
Alright, so... That's right. She mentioned a while back, when we were... just before we got involved with the Ascalon Club for the first time, Lady Ashbury mentioned that she had a secret mansion somewhere in Scotland that she'd go to if things got too awkward with the Prewin. So I imagine that's probably where we are right now.
This is it. Lady
But I
Ashbury's
wonder
domain.
how we actually ended up
Why am I not
finding where to
surprised
go.
it's not on any
Because
maps?
Bridget certainly
better
didn't
hurry.
give us any information on that. Chapter 7, Healthy Carrier. Find out why her blood creates disasters. Learn the truth about Elizabeth. And there's our vampire dad, who still wants to babble to us. God.
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen
Yeah,
has been
would you
sent
just
back to
get
the
out of
bottomless
my
pit
life?
from whence she came.
Seriously, we want
The
nothing to
nightmare
do
is
with
almost
you.
over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
Keep your praise. I do not appreciate being part of your bullshit games. But I suppose we should probably take the chance to learn what we can.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not your bloody champion. Fine. I swear, it's like talking to a wall with this guy. You can never get your point through to him unless he wants to hear it. What was she even after?
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant Ghostly Queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
And what are you to her? I got the feeling there was an actual relationship between you two. Not like we're saying that our vampire dad is sleeping with her or anything. But I get the feeling they have some kind of relationship.
Some timeless game.
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to understand anything he's trying to tell me anymore, quite honestly. It just makes my head hurt, trying to understand anything he tells me.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
Ichors are contagious?
Ichors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
Yeah, well, I never was all that good at being wise. What's going to happen to Ascalon, by the way?
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
Well, if you want to fuck up Ascalon's plans, I wouldn't be opposed. They're a bunch of arrogant, sanctimonious pricks who could do with a little wake-up call, quite frankly. Now, the Guard of Prewin.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will never stop searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
And the Brotherhood?
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly. And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
Oh no. Did we make some terrible mistake with deadly, long-lasting consequences when we turned Dr. Swansea into a vampire instead of letting him die? I'm afraid we might have done. But it's time to see Elizabeth, I think.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Exactly. Nothing this guy says makes sense.
So many subtle words you no longer
Honestly, can he not give a straight answer?
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reid. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now too?
Have I not already answered that question?
I don't know why I even bother.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood.
Or so he claimed
Since
at
then,
any rate.
I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
Seriously? King Arthur was a vampire. Is that what he's saying? Of course it is.
Yes, he was.
Everybody is this guy's vampire progeny, it seems like.
Centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
William Marshall, too. That's unexpected.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
Yeah, wouldn't it just be so ironic if Alfred the Great was actually a vampire? That would be just so hilarious. But yes, now we come to the big question. We're just fucking puppets to you, aren't we?
So that is all we are to you. Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil.
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
I can't even be bothered to try and understand him. I've said this before, but I'm going to be repeating a bunch.
And answer my last question.
This guy...
Did I defeat the epidemic?
This cryptic bullshit is just getting on my nerves.
Jonathan Reid. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
That's not a fucking answer, you bastard. That's you dodging the bloody question again. God. God, this asshole. Whatever, we need to find a way into the damn castle. Now that our asshole of a vampire, our sire, has finally buggered off. Harry Inglewood. Robin Inglewood. Kind of interesting, I suppose.
Maybe it's just my imagination. But I think I
yeah.
smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere.
Vampire sentence. Gotta love them. Old letter. Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky, though I noted your wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health. You're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies, inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint Louis, sadly closed when the French people chose, my God, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place, destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls, will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset. Written the 4th of August, 1865. From London. Interesting. Lady Ashbury, despite being a vampire and not being above eating everyone she meets, unlike us, seems to have been quite the good Samaritan. Ashbury Castle, 21st of September, 1795. Dear Mr. McAllister, as the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among a few architects I invited to send forth proposals, I was most impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. We would be glad to meet you at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly, not your assistants. And the evening of next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at your office. If you agree to come to the castle, I could show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning the crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction. Lady Ashbury.
Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
And a portrait of us on the wall.
Elizabeth, my love, you
That's kind
allow
of
my
sweet.
portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered.
Yes, that is rather sweet, I have to admit.
This castle is falling apart.
That's one way to put it, certainly.
That sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
Now, we have to find where it is we're going. Door here. Locate the secret passage. There's a secret passage somewhere around here that we have to find. Let's hope I can find it quickly.
This painting looks suspicious.
This specific painting? It said something about a painting looking suspicious. What painting do you mean? Which painting? That's the thing, I don't know which painting he's saying looks suspicious. Large coffin crypt of the castle. Not going to bother to read that one. Activate senses. What's this you were saying earlier about a painting looking suspicious game? Oh, it is actually that one.
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Sword and a moon. Sword and a moon. Now what? Where would I find that? Okay, I think we found for after.
I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
Yes, there's a bunch of
another
switch along the wall.
I should keep looking.
I'm going to try pressing this to see if that does anything.
One last switch, and... What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work. Here's another switch. I should keep looking.
Okay.
One last switch, and...
Okay. Now, which ones have I not gotten yet? We got that one.
Voila.
That was it, apparently. And I don't know what's down here, but let's go check it out. Confront Lady Ashbury. So this is where she's hiding out. No, that's one thing I gotta mention. As much as I love this game, there's been a few cases where the way the quest pop-ups work actually spoiled a little bit of what was gonna happen next. And I wish they had done them in a slightly smarter way that were a little bit more vague, so they didn't just massively spoil things in some of these cases.
Father. You have nothing to be afraid of.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No, never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it?
So he can sense our blood.
He is a friend.
That's actually quite fascinating. I didn't know that was a vampire power to sense blood in an approaching vampire. Interesting.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Well, we had to kill Harriet Jones, then fight the avatar of a goddess.
Is this really?
So, it took a
Yes.
bit to wrap up.
This is William Marshall, first
Oh
Earl of
my
Pembroke,
God.
servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and saviour of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father.
I'm guessing
For he
this is
gave me
father
eternal
as in
life,
you're his
and much
progeny, not
So
as
many
in he's
questions.
actually your dad.
You always had questions, Dr. Reid.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
A few minutes. Why? Why? Is something happening? Okay, let's just start from the top. Where are we? What is this place? I mean, I know it's your family's castle, but beyond that, I haven't a clue.
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate.
I
I
was-
inherited the title.
I was
when
hoping for
purchased
more
the
than that,
castle.
but... fair enough.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Yes, I can imagine you would be happy about something like that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
Yeah, she has a point. Plus, Charlotte is an adult at this point, I think. If we're going by just appearances for judging age, which I really shouldn't do because that's led me to think a 40-something chemistry teacher was in their mid-20s. But if we're going by that, I would say Charlotte is maybe, I don't know, 19 or 20? Up to 25 at most, so she probably is got a pretty good idea where she wants her life to go. And she's definitely independent and knows how to get what she wants. So we don't really need to worry about Charlotte. She's got a point about that. But London's been saved. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. We defeated the disaster and Harriet Jones. And the avatar of a goddess is no longer trying to smite the land. It's gotta be good news, right?
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation. And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil, she exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
he gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Wow.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon, who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then.
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
Okay. That's fair enough to me. We can't expect her to explain every little bit of her life, and she's probably lived for centuries. How can we expect someone to condense that into a couple of minutes? Besides, I think by this point, Jonathan knows Elizabeth well enough that he respects her privacy, and if she wants to keep some things to herself, that's her right.
I understand. And I respect your desire for privacy.
Thank you, Jonathan.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Okay, looks like we get an opportunity to speak with William Marshall. Amazing. This is
Yes,
really
Sir
amazing.
My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day.
God.
Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
Yes, tell me about the disaster. We've had the occasion to fight a creature that could have become one. I'm still not clear on what it is. My dear old sire decided cryptic bullshit sufficed as an answer. I don't agree.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
Wait, he caused the Great Fire of London? Is that what we're getting out of that? Or was that a different year? Not sure if the Great Fire of London was 1666 or some other time. I don't know.
I found your research on the antidote. The Tears of the Angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
Yes, that's right. That was in his notes too. And did it work?
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
Yes, we've heard the term blood of hate a few times before, but I would very much like to learn what it is. Can you tell me about it?
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
Yeah, honestly... do I want to bother to ask about Morrigan or vampires? I think I do, actually, but I need to pause this here. I'll be back in a second. Yes, can we talk about this Morrigan? I've spoken to others about her, but the answers I've gotten so far have been vague and undeniably unsatisfying. I want to know more about this creature, but no one seems willing to give me a straight answer. Maybe you'll be different.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
Did you meet her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once, but she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Yeah, I met her also, but I was more about just stabbing her with sharp, pointy objects, including blood made into spears that shot out of the ground under her. Then listening to this song. But who is she? Is she actually a goddess? Or what is she? Who is she?
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the red song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
All right. So he does know who she is, but doesn't want to talk about it in front of Elizabeth. Then we won't push on that.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time. Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
Yes, I have fought a number of vampires. Skal and Ekon both. And have never encountered any like what you describe.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Yes, where did you encounter them? I mean, we've met the ones that are basically the Hulk of vampires, just with shadow clones, but nothing like what you describe.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
Well, that would explain it, seeing as we've only ever fought vampires in London. They must be different depending on where you fight them. That would make sense, like a vampire ethnicity of sorts, I suppose. But tell me about Meriden. He is apparently your maker as well as mine, but doesn't seem to want to talk about himself. Maybe you can shed some light on who exactly my mysterious maker is. Other than the fact that he loves to talk in riddles every other sentence, I mean.
Do you remember Meriden, your maker?
Only God is my
Meriden.
maker. For he
I thought it was
created everything
Meriden.
on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Meriden, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy.
Yeah, I think I see what
Then I was
Elizabeth
punished for my
means
deceit.
now. About how he
During
thinks
my
he got
penance,
his powers
I
from
rely
God.
entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
did you and Elizabeth meet, anyways?
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain. European history is not my forte, so I don't know when that is, but all I can tell you is that that will have been the late 16th to early 17th century, probably somewhere in that time bracket. So that would make Elizabeth somewhere between 300 and 400 years old, I think. That is absolutely incredible.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Yeah, goddamn. You could just hear the melancholy in this guy's voice. He's just kind of subconsciously looking back on his past and mourning for better days. That much you can really see. It's kind of sad, honestly.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
Wow.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again? Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness.
Aww.
I swore I would find a way to make things right.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Even as horrible as this sounds, I feel kind of bad for the guy. He was trying to do a good thing, defeat some terrible creature. He got wounded in the process, and that wound overwhelmed him, and he attacked someone he cared about. And he's living with the consequences now. I really feel kind of bad for him that he has to go through all of this. It's really quite sad.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
You agreed to be confined here then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
Yeah, god damn. And he actually cured her even though he knew it would mean infecting himself in the process? That takes some courage, but it's like they say, the right thing to do is seldom the easy thing to do. And this guy is definite, and that whole situation definitely epitomizes that very well. I wonder what we mean by this, if we could set you free. Are we suggesting letting him out, somehow trying to make an antidote anyways? This is one of those cases where what we are saying is not clear to me in the slightest, and I wish we could get more information about it. But let's just see what this means.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Yeah.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long, as she releases me.
Okay, so where do we go from here?
Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time.
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord. Farewell, Father.
That's so sad that Elizabeth had to kill
And to you
her
also,
father.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No.
I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
No, no, no.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reid, champion of Murden, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
No.
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave
come
you.
on, please
Trust
listen.
me, for
Please
time is on our
listen.
side.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
No,
Elizabeth,
no.
Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? How could I take such a chance?
I'll stay here with you then, as long as we must until I find a cure.
You have no idea what you're talking about, Jonathan. Despite his madness, William was strong enough to starve for centuries. I doubt we can do the same.
We will lock ourselves down then. I'll get all the material I need and I'll perform my research here with you until you're cured.
Are you mad? Who would take care of us? Who would free us if it takes decades or even more?
Old Bridget will take care of us.
You are serious, aren't you?
Yes, I think
You really
he
are
is.
ready to do this.
I love you, Elizabeth. I can do this. Please, stay with me.
I believe you. This is crazy, but I believe you, Jonathan.
thank Christ. I gotta be honest, folks. For a second there, I thought she really was gonna throw herself into the fire. That would not have been a very good ending.